Hi, my name is Joy, and this is my mom, Linda, and we wanted to share just how God worked in our lives. I found my mom at her house, unresponsive, and she was not in good shape. They took her to the hospital. She went into cardiac arrest within minutes of my family and I walking into the ER. They called code blue on her room. It seemed like within minutes, word had gotten out on Facebook and friends had shown up. My mom's small group had shown up and were there praying with us. My husband said when he walked back in the ICU room or into the waiting room that night that there was an energy or an electricity that he could feel. He could feel the Holy Spirit in there as we were praying for my mom and praying for her recovery. Because at that point, we hadn't been given good news. They told us that she would probably go into cardiac arrest again and that my brother and I would have to make a decision whether or not they were going to continue to resuscitate her. That's a heavy burden to have on your shoulders when you're not sure.
There were actually 2 paramedic groups that came to work on me to even stabilize me to get to the hospital. I was put on a ventilator. The doctor said I had no neurological function and that both my son and daughter were told it was unlikely if I ever did wake up that I would not be the same person that I was previously. The head nurse walked in, introduced herself, and the next words out of her mouth were, "You are a miracle." One doctor stepped out of the room and was in the hallway, and one of my friends heard him say, "This is fascinating. It's just fascinating." Because there were 12 medical diagnoses. Cardiac arrest, sepsis, any one of those would have easily killed me. But God in His mercy saved me. My faith has been strengthened to know that whatever happens in the future, God is sovereign, and God's hand, for whatever reason, was on our family that night. What I did realize when I was told all the people that came to the hospital because they love Joy and they love me, and being part of this church means being part of a community that cares for each other, that they were willing to come and stay all night, but more importantly, that they prayed. And the hospital actually allowed them to go into the emergency room, lay hands on me, and pray. And I understand I looked more dead than alive, but they actually put their faith in action. So when I realized that, I knew that Jesus had shown up that night physically, and it was the hands and feet of the people that came and put their faith to practice and their belief that there is power, mighty power in prayer. And that is what they did for our family.